Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully, you all are doing well. Coming off a Wednesday. Trying to think, what did I bet? Oh, yeah. New Mexico money line loss. New Mexico State, rather. Loss in overtime. I think they turned the ball over 5 times. I am so sick of these teams turning the ball over. I'm tired of it. It's just like it's out of control. These teams turning the ball over. It's insane. I'm done with it. I am not. I am going to win. I'm starting the manifestation now. Everybody in the chat, join in. I'm winning every single college football bet on Saturday. I'm tired of these dog shit Conference USA, whatever conferences play Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm sick of them turning the ball over. It was last week Delaware turning the ball over, and then last night New Mexico State clearly should have won that game. They're going down the field at ease. They just I don't even know what was going on. I'm tired of it. NBA was fine though. Had the parlay. Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, 25 plus points parlay that won. Talked about Donovan Mitchell just over stuff on the stream yesterday. He scored over 30 points, so that was good. Trying to think of what else did we talk about for NBA yesterday. I can't even remember. I'd have to go back and look. Mitchell, what's up? I had a 20 plus points parlay boosted up to over 6-1. It was 4 guys that scored 20 plus points, and it was John Morant. He scored over 20. Zion Williamson, he scored over 20. Brandon Miller, he scored over 20. And you want to know who the last guy was? Karl Anthony Towns. He finished with 19 points. And he had 19 points with 8 minutes left in the game. Didn't get another point the rest of the way. Just, yeah. Karl Anthony Towns on the list early. I need to send Steve the link to this. Steve is going to come on. I'm sure we'll talk Thursday Night Football. I'm sure we'll talk World Series. Steve, huge Blue Jays fan, obviously. I have Dodgers futures, so I'm a Dodgers fan. Got the Dodgers hat on. He's going to chirp me about that. I can tell you that. Nathan, you said, what do you think about Gadsden tonight? Fine spot. I like Gadsden as a player. He's been coming on. Fine spot. I'm not betting on him personally, but I don't think he's a bad play, but I have seen a lot of people take him, Nathan. You are correct there. I have a side I like tonight in this game. Vikings Chargers. I like the Minnesota Vikings tonight, getting 3.5 points. Think you could take them on the money line if you want. Haven't seen confirmation, I don't think, on Joe Alt. They also could get Pipkins back. They can get a couple linemen back tonight. Oh yeah, he is playing, Joe Alt. So that's a nice little boost for the Chargers. But Ben with the Dodgers hat on 2 days in a row. Yeah. I have Dodgers futures at this point, so I need the Dodgers to win. And I've always been a huge Ohtani fan. You guys know that. That comes with the territory. But I do have Dodgers futures. And if you guys remember on the stream back after the Chiefs lost to the Jaguars, when the Chiefs were 10-1 on FanDuel to win the Super Bowl, and I said, this is the time, get in on this if you did not before the season. I also parlayed Dodgers and Chiefs to pay 29-1, and I put some other parlays in with Dodgers, Chiefs, and some college football teams. So we got a lot riding on the Dodgers right now. So I have to root for the Dodgers in this. Really need them to clutch up and win this World Series and kind of get those started, because I feel really good about the Chiefs. I don't see how the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl unless they have massive bad injury luck the rest of the way. Anyways, so Chargers getting some guys back tonight, looking like Joe Alt. I haven't seen Pipkins though. Let me see if he's playing, because that could be 2 linemen back for them. That would be big. I don't see confirmation on this. Let me check Twitter. I don't see any confirmation on Trey Pipkins, but I do see Joe Alt said he will play. So boost for the Chargers. But the Chargers, a lot of it has to do with the, offensive line stuff. But they have really struggled offensively the last few weeks. Like ever since that week 1 game, to be honest with you, against the Chiefs, like they've really, really struggled. And this is a tough spot for a sputtering offensive team with going up against Brian Flores. And this is also the healthiest that the Vikings have been in a while. They don't have JJ McCarthy. I don't even know if he would start, like if he was healthy at this point. But they got Darisaw back. They get Aaron Jones back tonight. They got both receivers, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison available, Hawkinson. The offensive line, though, like that is a huge factor for the Vikings as well, like having Christian Darisaw back. Obviously, like their defensive setup there. So I think getting 3.5 is fine. And honestly, like we're not even getting 3.5 anywhere. It's down to a flat 3, except for on Fanatics. And that's like, I guess, with the news that Alt's going to play, like, because I saw that report 4 hours ago that said he would play. So I don't know. I like the Vikings in this one. I think the Vikings have the better defense as it currently stands. And I feel confident in their offense right now. And Carson Wentz somehow, did you guys see that stat? This sounds like a Kirk Cousins, like this is just like a made up thing about Kirk. People used to say like Kirk Cousins couldn't play in primetime. Somehow Carson Wentz is like 7-0 on Thursday Night Football or something. I don't know what's going on with that, but I do like the Vikings tonight. 2 flex, full PPR league. Choose 2 between Reynolds, Leggett, Mims, Noel, and Higgins. I would take Higgins there for sure, and then probably pick one of those other guys. Mims against the Cowboys would probably be your best bet, just matchup wise. I'd probably lean Mims, Higgins right now, Ryan. I think Steve is in here now, so I'm gonna add him in. Steve, how are we doing today?
We're doing great. I'm in the hottest room in Canada. Other than that, fantastic.
I was gonna say you don't have your fall foliage behind you anymore. It's just a
So
hallway
I've got
or something. Big
old
room.
wood,
Yeah.
old. I'm in a 125-year-old building at the
Wow.
moment. So a lot of heritage.
Nice. More NBA players betting. Oh yeah, we can. We'll talk about that at some point. The one I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but we can dive in. We can dive into that. I tweeted earlier. The worst part about that whole thing is the NBA doing their independent investigation into Terry Rozier last year, and then they cleared him. So I don't know. They need to speak on that. I'd like to know what went into that investigation that they cleared him when clearly he was not in the clear. So that looks really bad on the NBA at the current juncture. But anyway, Steve, I'm sure you're super excited for the Blue Jays tomorrow night. I don't know if you want to start
You're
there.
really trolling us with that hat. I've never seen that hat until this week, and then all of a sudden it comes out of the dusty pickle trunk, and Ben's wearing his Dodgers hat.
No,
Um,
so I've had this hat for. I bought this hat.
5 days.
No, this is a Shohei Ohtani
Oh yeah, that's
specific
nice.
hat. That's why I bought it. I bought it when I went to watch Ohtani play the Guardians in Cleveland back in, I think that was in June.
So you trolled the Guardians fans as well.
Yeah, I just don't care. Shohei Ohtani is my favorite player, so I thought the hat was cool because it has like his kind of signature thing on there, and then
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm a big Ohtani fan. So I bought the hat then, and then I just think it's funny that I didn't even like realize it, but I had that Yankees hat on when the Blue Jays were playing the Yankees, and you made a
You
comment
did.
about it. So then I thought it was funny, and then I was going through my closet the other day, and I was like, oh, there's the Ohtani hat. I should put that on for Steve. Like just to
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. Just trolling, very dangerous line that you're walking right now. But you know what? The one thing I will say about this series that's going to be really cool is to see the best player in the world versus like our team. So obviously last week you probably already talked about it. He had probably the single most amazing player as a baseball player, but like maybe as an athlete. Like, there's not many
Yeah.
examples where a player plays two positions and then does the unthinkable at each position.
Hmm.
Is
No,
there another example?
not that I can think of. Um, I know like my uncle, I gotta have like my uncle come on the stream, like just total boomer. We get in such big arguments about stuff. But so like the group chats were obviously firing throughout the playoffs, and me and my cousins were talking about how that was like arguably the best postseason game ever. What he did to send them to the World Series, and he starts bringing up who threw a perfect game in the World Series in like I don't even know like the 50s or something. He starts bringing this up. Apparently somebody threw a perfect game in the World Series in like the 1950s, and he thinks that's comparable to
I
Shohei
think it's
Ohtani.
good. I think it's good.
Sure, yeah, but,
But
I
not
mean, come
not
on, man.
like that perfect game. Like, the only guy who's ever done anything similar is Babe Ruth.
Yes.
Because the person has to play two
Yes, Larson.
positions.
Correct, correct.
They have to play two positions. This would be like playing on both sides of the ball in football. This would be like having, an insane defensive game as an NBA player and having 50 points. This would be the same in NHL as playing goalie and then going out and scoring goals. Like, that's how
Okay,
rare this is.
now that I'm looking at this, Don Larson threw a perfect game in the Game 5 of the 1956 World Series. Don Larson played for the Yankees. Not that my uncle was alive then, but he's a Yankees fan, so I'm sure that played into him randomly bringing
Yeah.
this up. Also, I'd love to know like what was going on in 1956. They probably were spitting directly on the ball.
Yeah.
Like what was going into that perfect game? They probably had bubble gum on that baseball. Like they were doing whatever they wanted with that thing. I don't understand how that would be
Oh, they
comparable to
had
now.
no like hitting analytics. This guy just got up there and just like
uh,
with a old cricket stick and was just whiffing on him.
yeah, but I do have futures on the Dodgers, which I just said before you got on here. So I am monetarily invested in the Dodgers, but at the end of the day, if the Blue Jays won, I would be happy for you and Josh and everyone that works here. So it's kind of a win-win. Obviously, I would
Yeah.
enjoy winning money, but if not, I would
But
be happy for you
and
guys.
let's talk quickly about that game that sent them into the World Series, because I think that also will rank as one of the greatest baseball games ever. And partially because, like, I've seen the play now like 60 times, 60 versions of George Springer hitting that home run, to
Oh,
Celine
that
Dion,
was
to
epic.
Moneyball, to like different angles in like one of my wife's friends, like their family and cousins, etc. They're all in the front row. Like when you watch the games, they're like all there, and I've seen their angles of it. Like, it was a moment, and you don't have many reactions bigger than that moment in the stadium for a city like Toronto, which is then Canada's team. So here's the interesting thing. I think the Jays can win, and I'll tell
I
you
would I
why.
I think they match up better than the Mariners do.
100%. They match up better than any other team, even the Brewers. Because if like the Brewers, we didn't really get a great sample size because it was over so quickly. But the thing about the Brewers is, like, okay, you can talk about Otani, he had a great game, etc. So they kind of have that big. They've got a few big names, Freddie, Muncy, and they got a few big names that can do some real damage, kind of like the Mariners. They have some other players who aren't that terrifying in their, like, offensively, but their pitching is really good, and that's what
Yeah.
killed the Brewers. The Brewers couldn't get a bloody hit. But if you go
Mhm.
and look at the offensive lineup for the Brewers, the thing that the Jays are really good at it, and they did it for 5 games in the last series. They did it against the Yankees every game. Is there's no hiding. Every time they come up, they battle, they eat pitches. Like, there's just no relenting. So good pitchers get tired. Good pitchers have bad innings. So that's the part where I'm like, I think that the Jays could get to the Dodgers pitchers. And then you flip it over and you look at the Blue Jays pitchers, well, that was always their strength, is their starters.
Yeah. DeJuan said this reminds him of when the Nationals went on a run and won.
Yep.
I would say definitely, like, as someone that has Dodgers futures, I would have rather them play the Mariners. I think it was a worse matchup. The Blue Jays
I,
definitely match up better.
they would have
So
smoked the Mariners.
yeah,
Just
I agree with that.
the Mariners have that that death row, but then after that, it's just like nothing. And the pitchers are great for the Mariners, but they're young, and they were okay.
Yeah, I totally agreed. So Gabe is a big Dodgers fan. He said bullpen is super shaky, 100%. If you get the good version of the Dodgers bullpen that they've been trotting out in the playoffs, they're really, really tough to beat. If they revert back to like that bullpen that we saw towards the end of the season, they're definitely vulnerable because it was literally not good for like the last like month of the season. Their bullpen was terrible.
Yeah.
It might have been actually been longer than that, but they really found something with Sasaki. They need him to be what he has been because he's like the solidifying factor for them. Like they really needed that shutdown guy that they could trust. I don't know if that will maintain the same in the World Series, but should be fun. Anytime you put the ball in play like the Blue Jays do, they have a chance for sure. I mean,
The only other thing I'll say, the last thing is that, and this is something that's plagued the Jays for years, is Schneider's made a lot of bad decisions. And the Brendan Little decision, not great. Wouldn't have really mattered if the other events had occurred, like they didn't essentially bunt on a bases loaded and into a double play at home and first. Or Randy always can never spends it. Randy pull back that home run from Clement.
mm-hmm.
Um, but Schneider has made way less mistakes this playoffs than he has in years past. And
Yeah.
especially it's funny when you talk about the bullpen, like you got 7 games. Everyone's available, like pretty much every game. Like unless someone pitches 4 days in a row, everyone's available. So you got to be careful as a manager that you don't make a mistake, that you trot out your best players. And that will probably help the Dodgers in making sure that they make the right decision, as long as the managers don't make those mistakes. I would say that in Game 7 of the Mariners series, sending Brian Wu back out was a mistake and what led to the loss. It wasn't George Springer's home run. It was the single and the walk before that, and then letting Jimenez move the runners. That is what caused the problem.
Yep, I agree. And I agree with Gabe too. Like Schneider is kind of like, you never know. He's been better for sure. Same thing with Dave Roberts. I feel like Dave Roberts has been better this year, but still, like that was his reputation for the longest time, is that he was not good at like the in-game decisions. So that could get a little dicey too. You never know.
So I'm excited, and I don't think it's going to be as much of a cakewalk as at least the sport books are kind of indicating.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun to watch. Chad, if I get fired, then I guess you know why. If I might be on the side of, I might be streaming from my phone on the side of the road, and I'll just have like a cardboard box and a sign.
No, we're just going to CGI the right logo on that hat.
Yeah. Okay. I will, if the Blue Jays beat the Dodgers in the World Series, I will buy. I don't think I have one. I used to have a Blue Jays hoodie. I will buy a Blue Jays hat and I will wear it on stream for the foreseeable future. If the Blue Jays beat the Dodgers.
I think it's great. I think it's a great.
I will do that.
I already have a Dodgers hat, so I don't need to buy one. But I
was gonna say, do you have one in your room? I've seen that. It's
Yeah,
like behind sometimes when you're in the other room.
Yeah, it was went to a Dodgers game for one of my buddy's bachelor parties, and so that was one of the Gigi's bachelor party.
If the Dodgers didn't have Ohtani, I would not root. I don't even root for them really. I watch a ton of Dodgers games just because I try to respect greatness. So like if I'm gonna watch a game, and they're on late at night, so it's easy for me to watch them because like that's late here. But
well, and great Canadian Freddie Freeman's on there as well. Like,
Yeah, I
they're a
like
good
Freddie.
team.
I
They're a good
like
team.
they honestly, for being a big, like, I can't see a Yankee team ever being likable. And I know people don't like the Dodgers because of the spending and stuff, but I would say Mookie Betts is a likable player. I would say Freddie Freeman is likable. Otani's obviously likable. Clayton Kershaw for the longest of his career was likable. Um,
Did I tell you
so
my Clayton Kershaw story? I tell
wait,
you.
you don't like him, do you? Or something? Is
No,
there
I like
something?
him. I like him.
Wasn't there? I loosely remember you mentioning
I it's like kind of met him, and he was just in like street clothes after the game in Chicago. He was just standing there, and all these people, because he was dressed like a cowboy in downtown Chicago, no one realized who he was. He was just like standing out there in the middle of like all these Dodgers fans were walking around. No idea. It was like, that's Clayton Kershaw, like getting a hot dog at the Chicago style hot dog stand. And no one was so um I didn't really talk to him because I kind of respect those guys' space. Like it's tough when they have these people coming up to
there's
them all
not
the
a
time.
Steve and Kershaw selfie floating around there.
There isn't, but I gave him a head nod. I gave him a
Okay, I can respect that. I'm not ever someone that will ask for pictures either. I've met some. There's a lot more athletes around here than you would think. Like CJ McCollum is from my town, so like I've seen him at like the grocery store before, but I'm never the person that would be like getting a picture. I think
yeah,
it's cool to like say what's up to them, but no,
yeah.
I've never been like get a picture guy.
I just gave him a
Um,
head nod. The other, so
yeah,
then Tony Lasorda came out, and then there was this huge crowd around him, and he was so like fragile, it was crazy. He needed like a team of people to get him into the team bus.
that's crazy.
But he got
That's how Bernie Kosar is in Cleveland. He is like the biggest celebrity still, because that's the last
crazy.
time that the Browns were good. But if you see him out, I mean, that would shut some stuff down for sure.
Yeah, very cool.
All
All
right.
right, what else do we want to talk about?
Do you agree though? Like the Dodgers for being a big spending team, they're not. I don't want to say they're not. They're like not unlikable. Comparison to like the Yankees. I feel like most people hate the Yankees unless you're a Yankees fan.
I got nothing against the Dodgers. Like absolutely, I like lots of their players. Um, Yeah, like even like Glass now, I liked him when he was in Tampa. Snell, I liked Snell. Like, I don't think there's really anyone I dislike on the, but I definitely don't like the Yankees. Like, and I don't like the
Yeah,
Red
it's
Sox. Like those two teams are
yeah,
terrible.
different energy, I would say. All right.
The,
I don't
the, the
go
one
ahead.
funny thing, so my friend who's a comedian, Graham K, he's like, oh, it's okay, we got this. They're definitely not going to let Otani in for the gambling charges, and Blake Snell looks like he does a lot of drugs, so they probably won't let him in either.
Blake Snell. I would say Blake Snell's likable too. I always liked him on Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
He's an interesting guy though. That would be so funny. Like, what if like Otani would have just got popped like right the day before the World Series? That would be insane.
like like what we were talking about today in our meeting though, there's like the guy who took the books who's like back on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, like essentially saying it was Otani, it was not this other guy. Like all the communication came directly from Otani's accounts. It came with his name on it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't want to make any accusations because I have no idea, but like this guy on TikTok is going off about how it was definitely him.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you say. Semi friend of the show, Greg from Stochastic. He like makes jokes a lot about people that bet, because people anytime like a player gets hurt or something happens, like people are on Twitter begging for refunds from the books because they took like his over points or whatever and he didn't end up playing. So he always, it seems like, has an under ticket on these players, and he will post like, yeah, definitely don't pay it out, like, because I have the under. So the game that Terry Rozier is getting in trouble for, he had posted a joke, like he's joking, but he had posted a tweet with the screenshot of his under bet and said like, shout out to I had inside information that he was going to leave the game randomly and never play. And then it turns out that there actually was, and the tweet that went super viral. So everyone's like, "Oh, Greg's going to be in a Rico now because is he joking about that?"
He's getting a phone call. He's going to knock at his door.
Yeah, got to be careful what you say, I guess, even if you're just joking.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone gives him a phone
funny.
call and asks him questions.
It's just what are the odds of that?
Again, I come back to them what are these guys doing? You guys, you're obviously going to get caught. This is just ludicrous.
So we had this conversation earlier in the summer, when the Class A stuff came out, and I said sometimes with the foreign players like that, I worry that maybe their family is capsized and they're being forced to do something. In the situation of Terry Rozier, I got nothing, man. I mean, you have a massive NBA contract and you're throwing it away to help your boys come up a couple $100,000. I don't understand it, really. Pretty crazy.
It is very crazy.
I don't know if there's anything specifically you want to get into. If we want to look at your teams, I have some fantasy teams that I could update us on. If you have some you want to.
Well, I was thinking we should do our head-to-head.
Oh yeah, I think Steve beat me.
I did.
Steve beat me. Let me pull up the results.
Are you gonna pull it up? Yeah, you pull it up. It's better if you share your screen, and I can still see the screen.
Yeah, I don't know if I can log into DK. Hold on. I know you beat me, though. I had Saquon Barkley in the team I played against you, and that burned me bad. Steve scored 124.94, and I scored 118. That's a pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty bad from both of us. But you definitely beat me. Let me see.
It wasn't a great week overall for fantasy.
Pretty bad.
But, yeah.
You had Mahomes, Bijan, Swift. That was all good. And then Odunze, just 5 points. Metcalf, 8 points. Goddard, 4 points. Shaheed, 8. That kind of burned you. You did have Jordan Addison. And what's crazy is we both had Jordan Addison, and he was not a popular play. So I think that's hilarious.
He wasn't a popular play? Huh.
No. Oh, I left Emmanuel. I didn't even realize this. I probably would have beat you if I updated this. I left Emmanuel Wilson in the flex on this team because I thought Josh Jacobs wasn't going to play. And then obviously Josh Jacobs ended up playing. But I thought I made a global swap on that, and I guess I didn't. That sucks. I'd have to go back and check. I might have played that in an actual for money tournament and didn't even swap it. But I got to own the L. Steve 1-0 against me. We'll have to go at it again. Go at it again this week. Do you have a team that you've crafted for this week?
I have. Do you want me to pull it up? I have to log in DraftKings.
Yeah. Yeah. That is Steve 1-0.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the rest of the season goes.
Really DraftKings needs to update this interface.
Yeah, it's kind of. I always thought FanDuel has a better interface than DraftKings, but DraftKings product as a whole has always been better. But FanDuel definitely has always had the better interface.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
So again, just to show everybody what I'm doing here. Actually, I did publish it. I published it to the community.
Nice.
So if you want to come into SportWise, it's sitting right here. Created a nice logo for it.
Look at that.
But it is essentially it's really quite simple. It's just taking the performance stats and then dividing it by the dollar amount to try to find some point per dollar efficiency. And essentially I just go from the most efficient per dollar and start filling spots. So Patrick Mahomes is an easy one right now. Only 7,000. Says he's the most efficient. Worked out well last week. Got Bijan again. Again, he's right up there for running backs.
Yeah, he's a good spot too. Home against Miami.
So it was McCaffrey or him. McCaffrey's, $200 more. And I also do take a look at the matchups. So I thought Houston's had a pretty good defense this year. So,
Yeah.
and
All right.
then
Yeah. So you have
Bijan Swift
Bijan
again,
Swift again. No problems with that, assuming he plays. But yeah.
brought in Rice,
Yep.
uh, Addison. Addison is still very
Back to
cheap.
Jordan Addison. Yeah. He got even. I think that's even. I don't know if that's cheaper or right around what he was
I think
on.
it's the same. Same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Same,
Might be the
same.
same. Yeah.
My boy Wandell Robinson. So he's kind of one of my cheaper stuff it in, and Troy Franklin and my cheaper stuff it in. Goddard again, he's been great, and he's playing the Giants. And then Bears versus Baltimore. I know that Lamar is probably going to play, but this is just based on the data. So I think there was two options for defenses that was Texans or Vikings or Bears, and I felt like Baltimore's been the least potent, even if Lamar comes back. So that's my team.
All right, chat. That's what we're going up against this week. I'll put my team in later, and we'll kind of go over that. I'll show it off tomorrow. I'll show you guys the team that I made. Chad, I think we're gonna do something on Sunday too. I'm gonna make a team with Matt, who comes on the stream sometimes, and we're gonna put it in to a big tournament and see how we do. Because Matt's been struggling a little bit this year, and I've been inconsistent as well. So we're gonna try and team up, see if we can make something happen on Sunday.
Nice.
Should be fun.
We want to look at the power rankings?
Yeah, I actually would like to do that because I want to see where the Chiefs are in these power rankings. I've not looked at the update this week yet. I've said this on stream, Steve. This is the best Chiefs team that Patrick Mahomes has ever had.
And I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at Survivor. I'm on the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Steve, I'm still alive, so the chat knows this. I don't know if I've told you, but I'm in a Survivor pool where you pick a touchdown scorer every week.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
use the same player twice.
Yeah.
So it started with 1,700 people. It's down to 116. I'm still alive.
That's good. That's great. You can start to taste those dollar bills.
It's 75K to first, so that would be ideal. Hopefully, we can move on again this week. I might use Bijan.
On your draft. He is like, whew.
Might be my pick.
What a player to watch. Like, I'm not a huge Falcons fan, but I don't really like the QB situation there. But man, is he fun to watch?
Yeah,
he's great.
All right,
the Chiefs are rising back up, and so one of the things that's interesting is I haven't even gone back and looked, but in the season-long prop bet expert league, I picked the Chiefs. We kind of worked on that together, Ben, and I picked the Chiefs.
Yes. Wait, you have Chiefs in that?
Yeah, for cheap.
Do we win the Super Bowl?
Cheap. Yep.
Oh, buddy, I would be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I am feeling good about it. And I was a bit worried for a little bit when all those guys got injured, but I knew that with all of them coming back, as long as they could hit their stride, they were going to be a pretty potent team, and they're proving it.
Yeah, I would say that's a decent increase because I wanted to see if they moved up after last week, and they did. They were definitely farther down last week.
They were, I think, middle of the pack. Like they were below the fold.
That's what I thought.
They were like here.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Well, and the funny part is the team that I really like. We talked about it like a ton. They're dropping like an old brick in the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they struggled again. They're kind of the Packers are. I don't know what to compare them to. They're kind of one of those teams that will just play down to their competition at times, and that can burn you. They play Pittsburgh this week, so I've been pretty heavy that Pittsburgh's not good, and that held true last week. I mean, they lost to the Bengals as big favorites for just no apparent reason, but I actually like the Steelers at home over the Packers I think they play Sunday night, maybe. I actually like the Steelers in that game.
I just got to
But
update my parking 1 minute. Keep
no, you're
keep
good,
filling
yeah.
the air.
But yeah, Packers definitely play down to their competition a little bit. Looking at this list though, Colts number 1, Lions number 2. I wouldn't say either of those are shocking. Bears number 3 is definitely interesting, especially because I mean they're kind of on a little win streak here, but for them to be all the way up at third is pretty crazy. Like
Mhm.
just my football brain, like I would not have them that high up. But I'm not saying they're not a good team. But just I wouldn't have like the Bears and the Steelers. I would most disagree with this.
In the
List.
Reddit uh, comments, the Bears are getting trashed.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's kind of been the inverse of what you would expect coming into the season. It's like, okay, they have Caleb Williams, like he's going to come into his own under Ben Johnson. They've got Rome Odunze, they've got Luther Burden, who they drafted. They have DJ Moore. Like you're expecting this like high flying offense with Ben Johnson, but they've been a pretty run heavy offense and like relied on their defense. Like their defense has been pretty good, even though they were super injured coming into the season. But their defense has been carrying them and they've been running the ball. It's kind of the opposite of what you expected.
They take a lot of penalties too. Like if they didn't take penalties, they would be up even
Yeah.
higher.
I wonder, like, I'd have to dig into that. I wonder if that is because Ben Johnson, it's probably like a complex offense and it's like Caleb Williams' first time. So I feel like they might take like delay of game and like false starts and stuff with like the
Yeah,
motion. I would not be surprised.
yeah, you're probably right. But it's always interesting to come in and see like what. So their winning percentage is probably better than one more games to be. They don't score as many points, don't have as many plays, don't have the ball as much. That's okay, but below all these teams up here, yards obviously less. Uh, this one they would be probably top, I bet you. Defensive turnovers per game.
Yeah.
Penalties would hurt them. Um, and then points against defense and special teams is not as good as these two teams. And turnovers is slightly higher, but still really good. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised that it's probably. I bet you it's probably it's all normalized to 6 games. Yeah, I don't. I would. Like I'm just kind of comparing them. Rams, Steelers below. They have less offense than one of them. It's this defensive turnovers that I think is the one
The
that's
Colts averaging 6.3 yards per play on offense is hilarious.
yeah
Like
under
just
Danny
insane.
Dimes.
Yeah, just insane. Ryan, I do like Golden over Stevenson, yes.
So yeah.
Interesting.
The only other one that I was going to mention is last time the Toronto Blue Jays were in the World Series, the Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl.
Oh
And
wow, interesting.
they were kind of my favorite pick at the start of the year, and then this played the first few great games. So exciting. What's happened in Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit lower on them coming into the season. Just I didn't know if they could sustain the kind of turnovers that they were forcing last year. That's obviously corrected a little bit, and then their defense has kind of been. It hasn't been great. I mean, like even in their wins, like they barely like they it was a single digits against Miami, which looks pretty bad considering how bad Miami is. I mean, the Browns just beat the Dolphins by like 30 points, and it was in Buffalo. They only beat them by like a touchdown. And then they let the Saints hang around a little bit in Buffalo too. Then they lose as favorites against the Patriots. I don't know. Yeah, they've been struggling. I mean, they can turn it on at any moment. It's like Josh Allen can play hero ball and still take them to where they want to go. But as it currently stands, I don't see how they could beat the Chiefs in a playoff game. They do play the Chiefs in the regular season in a couple weeks though, so we'll at least get that measure coming.
Let's take a look at that game because that's the other one I was going to pull up over here is Survivor. It's still on my screen, right?
Yes, yeah. I think it might be next week, honestly. Not sure. I know it's soon, though. I know it's soon.
They play.
Yeah, week 9. Yep, next week. Yep.
So they play them. Oh, that's Indy, right? Week 9. There's Bills.
Yeah, we're gonna get a good barometer because the Colts and the Bills, that would probably be like 2 and 3 along with the Chiefs right now in the AFC, and they play both those teams, in the next couple weeks.
Okay. And the Broncos. So Bills, Broncos, Colts, and they got a bye in there.
Yeah.
And then Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos.
Well, Broncos again, yeah.
So interesting, this is often a rest game.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they'll be playing all their players because this not a great one. These guys have started to drop. They're not very good.
Yeah. So just looking at this, I would say win over the Commanders at home. No Jaden Daniels Monday. At Buffalo, I don't know. I think the Chiefs are head and shoulders above the Bills, but could the Bills win that game? For sure. So I don't know about that one. Probably, I don't know, divisional game, maybe split with the Broncos. So that's 2 more wins. Cowboys, I would say win. That's 3. Texans is 4. They're not going to lose the Chargers again after week 1. That's 5. And then Titans 6. That'd be 6 more wins for them. What do they have? 3 or 4 right now?
They have 4. So they would get to
That'd
10.
put them at 10. I doubt you're not in a spot to rest anybody with only 10 wins, I don't think. Because they'll probably be fighting for the division, to be honest, at that point still.
Yeah.
That might be a big game.
I thought maybe because of the strength of schedule is so weak that they might be a bit better. They pick up a couple wins in those toss-up games.
I'd have to look at potential. I don't know. I would guess maybe right now probably not resting people, but not sure.
Yeah, I would agree. You want this game to be good because you want to be peaking when you head to the playoffs.
Yeah, that would be good for us because in the 17-team best ball league, we started off bad because I had 2 tight ends on my roster and both of them were hurt, that being George Kittle and Isaiah Likely. So I was getting a 0 from tight end for basically the entire season. And I drafted Rashee Rice in the 3rd round, and he was suspended for 6 games. But Mahomes is playing great. Rice is back. We got Kittle back. We've moved up from I was in 14th. We're up to 10th just after last week because Rice and Mahomes have been crushing. And it's less than 100 points out of first. So I think if the Chiefs keep going on this run, we could really make a run up the board in the best ball league.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's the beauty of best ball.
We're never out of it.
You're never out of it. It's all about those stealing guys in best ball. So this week we got the favorites being the Colts. It's funny. I find Reddit hilarious because it's like on Reddit, the Colts are terrible. The Colts are so bad. And then now it's like the Colts are the best. They're the best team in the league. They're a Sherlock over the Titans, blah, blah, blah. So, and people are just hating on the Bears, even though that's the greatest differential for away and home. I probably still wouldn't mess with this game with Lamar coming back and it being an away team, the favorite. But it is just funny how wishy-washy the Redditors are. This is the game I'm picking this week, Falcons over Dolphins.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that. Falcons at home.
The quarterback situation still makes me very nervous in Atlanta, but they've been pretty good. They've only won 3 games, but every game I've watched, they've looked good, and Bijan looks like an absolute beast. So who needs a quarterback?
Their defense is really good too. So,
and then Patriots versus Browns. This is another one that I think is a really good pick this week. I can't remember exactly. So for those at home, if you want to plan ahead using this, if I can spell, you can take the why is this bringing up other weeks? There we go. That's weird. So then they play Falcons next week. Bucks, Jets is a good one to save them for.
Yeah.
Bengals, everyone's a
Home
big
versus Jets is probably
old man Joe.
top.
Yeah.
I do feel fine about the Patriots, though. The Browns only upset teams at home. So like when they beat the Packers earlier, that was a home game for Cleveland. They did good last week against the Dolphins. That was a home game. If you go back the last like 3 years and look at the Browns' defensive home road splits, it's like the most significant home road splits like in the history of football. They're like a top 5 defense in the history of the NFL at home the last like 3 years. I'm not even like exaggerating. Like if you look at the numbers, they are like top 5 to 10 all time at home the last 3 years. And then if you take it on the road, they fall off a cliff. It's insane. I've never seen home road splits as extreme as the Browns defense the last few years. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's because they don't have Shadare in the lineup. Like I've been saying,
He's coming soon. I have inside information about that, Steve.
Do you? I can't wait. Like
he's coming soon.
It's funny because it's just like because I click on all the content that's Shadare. It's like the only thing in my X feed right now is Shadare Sanders. Like interviews, people talking about him. It's just like it should be Shadare X.
Mm-hmm. I have confirmation from someone that I trust that he will start at least 3 games this season. So, and it could be more, but he will be coming soon.
But like, why do you think they're playing down the like? Oh, well, he doesn't get any first practice reps. Like,
I have no idea, to be quite honest with you.
Why aren't you giving him first practice reps? Like, well, Dylan needs more of them. It's like, okay, but you wouldn't do that under any circumstances. Give the number 1 quarterback all the first team reps. Like, what happens if he gets hurt?
Can you pull up the Browns just like out of curiosity? Because let's see if we can pinpoint when he will come in. So, okay, so I've got confirm it's going to be at least 3. So that would give you Bears, Bills, and Steelers.
I think those are 3
right
tough
there.
games, though.
Week 14. Cleveland Browns at home against the Tennessee Titans. That's my guess. Shador Sanders, first NFL start, week 14. It is October 23rd, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You heard it here first. And if I predict this correctly, I mean, I don't know what to say, but home, week 14. That's my guess of when we see him. And you see him.
I don't know if I can wait that long.
I know that's still another, 5 games, but.
I'm excited. I just like, again, I see all these clips. I think that he was misfairly judged because of his family name and who his dad is. I've been a huge fan of his dad. Like, he's outspoken, but he says all the right things. Like, I don't know why people hate him so much. Like, even the stuff that he was doing recently with, running an internal practice so that they can get game tape and go to the transfer portal. Like, that's the right thing to do. Like, why? I don't understand why people dislike him so much. I don't know. Maybe you can help me understand it.
No, I don't know, to be honest. I don't think.
So he's Showtime?
Yeah, I'm sure probably that, and then I guess I don't know. That would be my guess as to why people don't.
They didn't like him as a kind of cocky player, and so
probably.
It's very strange to me. Very strange because the kid seems to have an exceptional attitude and perspective on it all. He obviously is extremely comfortable with people hating on him. He's seen it and been trained for it his entire life. Everything that I see that he does in practice looks exceptional. The preseason game, I thought he was pretty good. And you're starving, you're dying for someone to be the savior of that position. And Dylan Gabriel hasn't been terrible, but is he the guy? Is he the answer? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either, as of right now. And I think it's interesting because the Browns are going to have a high pick, and then they also have the Jaguars first round pick. So if they needed to move up, they could. But I think coming into the season, even with them taking Gabriel and Sanders, it was kind of like a foregone conclusion that they were going to spend a high pick on a quarterback this year. But the quarterback class has not played up to what people thought. There's two, assuming Ty Simpson comes out from Bama, the only two quarterbacks I would be interested in drafting from this class right now are him and Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. I don't really want anything to do with any of the other ones. Sellers has not played up to what we thought. Nussmeier hasn't played up to what he thought. I don't even think Drew Aller is going to get drafted. And there's other guys too, but there's really just like two quarterbacks that I think are top picks right now. So I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens with that, to be honest.
Yeah. It's perplexing because and I get it. It's the same thing that we talk about in hockey all the time. Like, you don't want to put the kid in a position where you spoil them and they don't succeed. And you kind of waste that talent. But I just find it interesting, and maybe they're doing it to like shelter him, and they're saying all these things publicly so people don't get too excited, and they're holding him back in practice, so that people don't misunderstand what's going on to kind of protect him, because they do believe in him, but they don't want it to happen too quickly. But I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, I just don't know how you can not give this kid a chance.
Yeah. Week 14, you heard it here first on the Rolling Insights live stream. If that actually happens, that'd be hilarious. Like,
I'm extremely excited.
I hope it does. Hopefully that would be like such a good clip to post.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guru, you said you saw Aaron Jones in the line still 3.5. Do you like it? I like the Vikings tonight. Steve, do you have a take on the Chargers-Vikings game tonight? I like the Minnesota side of that one.
I do as well, but according to the numbers, it's very, very close. The Chargers were one of those teams that were ranking very high, had a couple of bad weeks, and it started to drop. But I almost always, like, if the numbers are this close, then I always pick the home team. So, although I like the Vikings, I would probably.
The Chargers really don't have a home field advantage, though. They're like the one team that doesn't. There might be more
Vikings. Fans are in San Diego, you think?
Yeah, I don't know that they just never have. There's probably gonna be more Vikings fans at that game than Chargers fans. I don't know why. The Chargers crowd is just not good for whatever reason.
But it's more about like the comfort.
Yeah,
Sleep in your own bed, eat your own food, drive your own car.
Dad, even though I would take the points, I think, though, just because you're getting a field goal. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be close, very close.
Yeah, it's definitely a close game. It should be a good game, honestly. The third, dude, I'm not gonna lie, the NFL snapped with the Thursday nighters this year. They've all been good. There really hasn't been any stinkers on Thursday night, which is crazy. I mean, people thought the Bengals Steelers was, and that was like the best game of the year.
Yeah, we in our survivor pool been 5 out of 6 the last 2 weeks. Both misses have been Thursday night games.
It's so funny. Maybe it'll be 3 weeks in a row. Maybe the Vikings win.
This week is less of a.
But that's like a dead even thing. So
yeah, exactly. Whereas like last week, the performance data said that the Steelers should have beat them up.
I want to show. So here's our guillotine league. The gap in the total points for a 17-team league is insane. Like, we are so far ahead of everybody in this league.
One week ahead.
I know, and I can't make any pickups. I haven't been able to make a pickup since week 3. It's been 6 weeks of no pickups, and I'm still this far ahead of everybody.
It's good. I like seeing this at the top of the list.
So these are all eliminated. Travis got eliminated last week, so we're down to here and up, I believe. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, well, I think one of these is flipped because Travis got eliminated. But so there's 10 teams left out of.
You could probably do the math and figure out what your runway is. So as long as you don't finish last, like that's the thing. You just can't
week
get
10. Past. Week 10 is going to be big. We're losing 3 guys. We need JJ McCarthy to come back so we have a quarterback.
What's his update? Can you click on his?
Yeah, he's not going to play tonight, but I don't know. We got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, God, please. If we can just get him back and put him in, and then we have obviously we'll have JSN to put in to the lineup for Pickens. And then Aaron Jones is back too, which is good. He's playing tonight. So that's another flex option. Like we would just have to survive without a tight end if we can get JJ McCarthy back. And I think we can do that. I think we
You
can
only have one
survive
tight
one.
end?
Yeah, because like I said, I didn't it's a short bench because of how this league is, but I didn't realize
Realize.
that like I thought I'd be able to make moves. So I didn't have a I didn't
Yeah.
draft a backup tight end because I thought I'd be able to make moves, but then now I can't.
Did people pick up 2 defenses too?
No, they're just not idiots like me, and they have money to make moves every week, so they can go pick people up. I can't believe I didn't read the rules. Just my fault, but
Well, I think it's an honest mistake because in pretty much every one of these
yeah. And I've never
sports
played
leagues.
in a league like this, so I'll give myself a pass. But if we can survive 1 week, if we get JJ McCarthy back, if we can survive week 10 without a tight end, I think we can win this league if we stay healthy. Because Dak and Pickens, like the Dallas offense is just so good every week, and Jonathan Taylor's been crushing. Smith-Njigba's been crushing.
So wait a minute, do you get guillotined if you have the lowest number of points in that week, or do you get guillotined if you're the lowest at the next cutoff point?
It's the lowest of the week. If it was lowest points, we would just win the league because I don't think anyone's catching us unless a bunch of our players got hurt. But it's each week the lowest score gets chopped.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can survive because I'd love to win this. If I win this league not knowing the rules, they are not going to hear the end of it when I get that ring. I'm going to really talk some smack because if you let me win this league and I didn't even know the rules, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find my futures draft really quickly.
Yeah, if you could pull that up. So chat, I'll show you guys the Best Ball League 2. So, like I said, I'm in 10th place right now. But if we look at the team, like this looks like a pretty good team. For it being a 17-team league, I think you would feel pretty good
Hunting
about
down there, Travis. It's just you're on his
yeah.
tail.
I'm trying to find.
Oh no, that's not. Never mind.
No, yeah. Okay, so
That was...
I was trying to find like standings. I don't know how to see like my team. Here we go. For a 17-team league, I think you would feel happy about this team. You have Mahomes stacked with Rice, and you have Hollywood Brown. You have Jalen Waddle. You have Romeo Doubs. You have George Kittle. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. Like that's a good team for 17 teams. We just got to make. We just need to catch up because we didn't have Kittle and Rice for the whole entire season. But
I would agree.
I think we can make a run up there. Yeah, if you have your futures draft, I would love to see
it right now
because I can't remember. Yeah, let me see this. Clemson was a disaster. I apologize for that one. That's just they fooled me. They fooled me bad.
Well, I fooled a lot of people.
Yeah, I know you said they were loving. Yeah, John Lobb knows what's going on too. Like he is smart.
Yeah, he was all over that stack. But this one could pay
15K. Trying to see what other people have. If they win the Super Bowl, I think you win unless I think you would win unless like Miami won the Natty because that guy would get 26K off of that. Travis. He would get 26K off Miami, but in all the other big college teams, which would be like Ohio State, Bama, like those are only paying 6K. It looks like the guy that has Ohio State pays 62. The guy that has Ohio State and Bama, and they both pay 6K. Now he and then even he double dips with the conference, it still only gets him to 10 or 12. Even if he hit a Josh Allen MVP with a title, I think you're safe there. And then most of these other guys just have like NFL stuff. I think you're in, dude. You're gonna be in a really, really good spot. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, I think you have a really good chance to win this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I guess like, does anyone have like a bomb on MVP or something? Who has Mahomes MVP? There's no way that would even pay. Oh, right there. No, it only pays 37. I mean, yeah, see, like that passing over is not going to do anything for him, but he's only going to get 37.50 off of the MVP win. I like assuming he would win it. If somebody hit like a big bomb on NFL MVP, it could probably affect you, but I don't know like who someone would have that would pay that much. Coach of the year, maybe somebody, if they hit a coach of the year and a offensive player of the year or something, that could kind of screw you. But I think you're in the clear right now. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, I think you're in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
pretty cool.
that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work.
That's
This
pretty
still
cool.
could.
You got a nice sweat.
This one, I think, could very well work. Probably not. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Maybe. If they start to play him more, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, you never know.
And whoever
Yeah,
picked,
the Clemson's stuff is dead. I'm sorry.
I don't think that's happened.
Nah. Even if it did, it's 6. Like maybe he could add up some of those, but
Stuff's dead. So like, there's
Jared Vert. What do you win? 15.
which one?
Obviously, like you win 15,750. I think like Jared versus Depoy probably has some legs. I don't know. I don't think he's the current favorite. I can double check that for you. But that like could happen. But even that wouldn't get him there.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's still 18-1. He's pretty far down the list right now. I think Steve is gonna be a huge Chiefs fan the rest of the way, and that I know that's gonna hurt him because he likes the Bills. But I don't know. You got a chance to get a trophy smack ring. If you win the Futures League the first year in it, you got to talk some smack.
Yeah. Well, you obviously helped a lot, and it was a really simple strategy. It was, take a few big swings at some things that have a higher probability.
Yeah.
And then kind of litter the next layer so that you got about, I think it's 10 picks you have to make in this. I can't remember exactly. It's 10 rounds, 12 rounds.
12, yeah.
And then, your last ones are your kind of long shots. And
yeah,
the one long shot I always really liked was this one.
Dude, I don't know if I can check the odds. He's probably up there for that right now.
When it's getting better. Because they're getting better.
Yeah, I wonder if he is the...
Right, it's got it.
Yeah, if you have to jump, go ahead. I'm just trying to see if I can...
I'm just going to... So for chat, one of the things that we're going to... So has chat been joining the Caleb's kind of NHL?
Yeah, he's done one. Make sure you guys tune into that if you're available. It's going to be every Monday at 5:30 Eastern. I know we have some hockey fans in the chat, so Caleb obviously very knowledgeable when it comes to hockey. He'll be going live every Monday evening talking some hockey.
And then we're going to start doing a bit of a hardcore data nerd software developer one every couple of weeks to kind of go through the data, query the data through data feeds using Postman and other tools, talking writing code. Might not be for everybody, but if anyone wants to stick around and listen to that one, it'll be a different type of content, really focused on the technical side of things.
Yeah, definitely check out that as well. Obviously, I'll help promo that once we get there. Yep. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I'll be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And I'll see you guys then.
Go Jays, go.